Okay. Officially, we're gonna. So the New Mexico and South Carolina people can be the hostesses next time. Ah,
Here we go. I just told Holly to practice that rolling off your back move.
yeah.
Yes, there you go. Not a biggie. We got it.
Long term, Holly.
Yes.
Let's sit on the beach someday and laugh about this.
Yes. It is all
How about,
good.
okay, I'm so sorry, Brittany. I feel terrible. That just all happened. Okay, so Lucy and Gina, Sarah, leaders of this team, which questions do you guys have for our last little bit with Brittany? I don't want to take all the questions. So do any of you?
Yeah, I'm really excited, like the verbiage you use. I'm curious about recruiting and sharing the opportunity. You said you often go back and reach out to people who have ordered. I'm inspired by the fact that early on you weren't even really using social media. And I think often that does work best is that one-to-one intimate, pick up the phone and call them or text them. But just kind of curious, what is some maybe verbiage that you use for presenting the opportunity?
Yeah. So when I am connecting with someone now, I will go back to what they ordered. And first thing I'll always ask is like, did it fit well? How are you liking it? And I want complete honesty. And I tell them that I want complete honesty. So obviously if someone comes back and I ordered the Brilliant and I hate them, I'm like, yep, you ordered the wrong pair. You should have got the Light Time. I am very upfront with that. Like, you know, I also think like, I don't walk into Gap or, you know, any Madewell and I'm shopping in and like love everything. So it doesn't offend me if someone's like, I did not like this one. I'm like, yeah, no. And I actually truthfully will tell people I had someone trying to order something and I'm like, this will not fit you well. Like it is not made for your body type. And I don't think you're going to be happy. Then if they continue to order, at least it's like, okay, well, I warned you, you weren't going to love that. So when I circle back around, I obviously am not going to present the business if someone's like, I hated these, they were the worst, which I've truly never had. But if I had it, I don't think that I would tell them like, okay, you should do business then. You should come into business with us. So once they tell me, I'm kind of trying to set it up right in a positive light. They tell me like, oh my gosh, I love them. I didn't have to move them once during my workout. Oh, that's so amazing. Have you ever thought about becoming a rep to either make a business out of it or earn an account? Now, my whole goal on social media, I want people to be able to look at me and see, I could do that too. Like, I want them to see, like I've told you guys 100 times, I'm just your average girl. And I want that for them. So I'm hoping at that point, they've already watched me. I'd say like, honestly, 70% of my sales are from Instagram. That's my bread and butter. And so hopefully at that point, we've built that relationship. They kind of know what I'm about. You know, they know that I like this, this, and this. And so then we have that more of a relationship. They're trusting me, they're purchasing from me. So as I'm saying that, I'd say, have you ever thought about doing this? I think you'd be really good at it. Like think about with your running group 3 times a week wearing the stuff. You love the leggings, might as well get them for free. And that's pretty much it. I don't give a whole lot when someone's like, can you tell me a little bit more? I'm like, absolutely. So what I do though, is I try to ask questions. Like if I know that, okay, she wants an income right now, then that's what I'm going to shoot for. Hey, I was able to replace my nursing income. Of course, that's never guaranteed. I always give that disclaimer, never guaranteed, but I was able to do that with this because that's what got me. I didn't necessarily need an income or to be replaced or anything like that, but I saw what other people were doing and thought, hey, if I could be home with my kids and do that, that'd be awesome for me right now. So listening, I think maybe the best way to put it, like what do you think they're wanting from it? Are they wanting community? I think we all want community. I think that's a safe one as a human being. We want connection and community. So that's always a good safe one. But what else are they lacking that they're looking for? Because they're having that conversation with you. So that's showing that they're interested. It's not an immediate, like, absolutely no way. So I'm pretty like short. So when someone's like, can you just send me info? I'm like, absolutely. So if I have no clue what they're after, right? This is a random customer. I don't know anything about them. I'll ask them, hey, if you have any specifics, please send me those questions. And then I'll just give them a quick rundown. So we are a company that is team-based. So you're able to earn income off of your personal sales. If you choose to have a team, I always say if, because I don't want everyone to think you have to have a team. You don't. But if you choose to have a team, then you're able to help them and earn sales or earn a percentage off of their sales as well. I mean, that's truly like what it is. You get a discount for life, forevermore. I'm pretty upfront about the fees. If anyone's like, are there any like fees or, consistent things you have to pay for? No, but if you do not hit the minimum sales in a couple months, after 2 months, you're going to pay $15 for a website fee, and I tell them that's very typical in all spaces, right? If I had a personal website, I pay a fee every single month. I throw that out there, but I think listen and keep it short and use your own words. Like, I know people will ask, like, and I'm not saying anything, like when people want scripts, I'm like so hesitant to do that, only because I have literally gotten my own script from someone and I was not happy. Literally my word for word, someone on our team had sent that back to me, like not realizing. I'm like, first of all, you should look at any picture of mine and recognize an article of clothing that you sell. So that's, of course, the other piece. She was just cold messaging. And I was like, no, that's pretty crappy. So using it in your own words, because I think too, when we use other people's words, it just doesn't feel right. And people know that. Again, I think we all have our little sixth sense radar and we can sense that. But I'm just really like short and to the point. If you're interested in, learning about earning an income through activewear that you're wearing anyway, like, let's have a talk. And
do you regret those? Do you regret some people that they joined just to get the discount? So you kind of lost a good customer that way. Is that
kind of, but then
advantage or?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone that I've ever been like, oh, I wish you just stayed my customer. I mean, they usually do. Like I've had 2 that ended up quitting after a couple months and they're my customer again. So for me, it's kind of come all like full circle, and I don't regret it. Andy was a really good customer. Her first order, I think, was like $400 with me. And then she ended up signing up and she's paid for herself. She's still my favorite rep and customer. So, no, I'd say I'd never hesitate to ask someone because of that fear. I would not. I would always think as a rep, if they love it, it'll work for them. If not, they're going to quit. And it's going to be, when I have a rep exit, I actually just got a text right before this call. Hey, I'm sure you're not surprised, but I think I'm going to cancel my account. And, I just told her, like, thank you so much for giving it a shot. Like, thanks for working with me and trusting me with that. And so on my end, I don't think we've ever left with hard feelings. So I think as long as like, if it's for them, it'll work. And if not, like, it's going to be okay. And you're going to treat them right. And they're not going to feel slighted or anything like that. Especially after the promo we had in, was it September? I mean, I think all of our customers signed up as reps that month. Like October, I don't feel like I had any sales because everybody was now a rep. So
hey, Brittany.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about leadership? We all have a downline here for the most part. And how are you having your team? We all see the big picture, but sometimes people in our downline can't really see that big picture. They do see just the now. They're bummed they were not making any money right out the gate. How do you encourage people that in it for the long haul? We're really here to support each other. What do you do with your team for that?
Right. So
motivation.
I think the best, and then I know this is not sustainable, but for me, the best way is one-on-one. When someone is struggling, like I know Kristen, we talked about this on the call the other day. She's like, you have to be a master vision caster. That is your job. You are casting a vision, right? So I'm looking at Sarah, and she shared her numbers with me long ago. I have her numbers in my notes section in my phone, and that cast a vision for me of what was possible. That makes me sound like totally money hungry. That is not me. I like consistency, but it's not all about the money, but of course, like, money makes the world go round. What? Yeah, exactly.
Tangible, though. So something you can see. And I think that's the problem. It's hard to see what you can't see, just vision.
Yeah. Well, and especially like I can go Google right now, what does a New Mexico nurse make? And in 20 seconds. Well, in our field, can't talk about that. So if you're on the team call tonight, I am throwing it. So that will be, there were 4 of us that got to our numbers. And so we are sharing in a way that we, hope the FT comfortable. Of course, never guaranteeing anything. It's all based on hard, whatever. So I think when I have someone that's truly struggling, of course, this is typically if I work with, on to 6th level, Jill McLaren, and she's actually my 6th. There are 5 people between us, and I'm the only one that has ever reached out to her. Elite in Canada, she's the first one, so she is an absolute rock star. But I saw early on, nobody's working with her. And so I cultivated that relationship. So I think, as I was talking to Kristen about it, it's true though, as a leader, we need to be vision casters. We need to help people see their potential, and to normalize business isn't all glamorous at all, so that they know. And when they're having those feelings of like, this just is hard, this sucks, I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, I remember someone telling me at the beginning, they're like, and I told Sarah, I'm like, I'm worth more than this. Like, I value myself more than this paycheck I got. But we were like, okay, surely it's going to get better. And I can tell you guys, like, this was the year for me where it snowballed, and oh my gosh, all of a sudden it got better. Like I don't know where my percentages are. Our team grew 600% in 6 months. It just all of a sudden was like, oh my gosh, like we went from a $100,000 team to a $2.3 million team in 7 months. Like that was crazy. And I was not forecasting that. I forecast growth, of course, but nothing like that. So as I'm looking at like that, I want to share that with my team as well, because, and I tell Andy all the time, I'm like, Andy, it's just coming. Like, I know, it's coming for you, because Andy deserves it like more than anybody on the planet. And, Double Zaya, like, I'm sure you guys know, she's been like, oh my gosh, like shooting for that for a while. But all of a sudden when it comes together, and my husband said the same thing about our pest control though, like it just snowballed and came together. But that first little bit, no, you're worth more than that. You are, but it pays out on the back end. So it's almost like someone had described it to me as a loan. She's like, it's like I'm on a loan with my time. So it's just, I'm loaning my time right now, and eventually I'm going to get paid back for it. And that's kind of how I viewed it. Like, cause it like, not only, our team snowballed, my paycheck snowballed in like a huge way, we're talking like quadrupling. So it was after 3.5 years of consistent hard work, which is still less time than it took me to get my bachelor's degree in nursing. So I kind of try to view it as that too. Like, hey, to be a nurse, I put in, 5 hard years, and, I'm making more now. And, so it's all a good thing. But yeah, I think that's something I don't feel like I've necessarily mastered, but the one-on-one for me, if I can connect with someone one-on-one, that's where I feel like the magic happens. They're able to open up like truly what's bothering them. You let them vent. Absolutely. You sympathize with them, because you're going through it too. Like when we have nothing in stock or sweaters sell out in 30 seconds flat, like, yeah, it sucks and it's annoying, but at least we have other products where, I'm like, hey, there was a point where we had nothing. This is good. So just hearing them, sympathizing with them, because absolutely it sucks, but also just knowing and helping them realize, oh, this is big picture. This is going to be okay. Tomorrow you're going to wake up and you're not going to care about those so soft hoodies that sold out. So I think, I don't know, if I could do that on like a mass scale, it'd be amazing. I just haven't figured out how to do that yet. So the one-on-one, but also like checking in. So when I know their goals, that's another thing. I know we talked a little bit about habits. I check in with my team usually Tuesdays. For me is a team check-in, meaning I will text them, all of the workers. I'm not going to text every single person that's a discount rep or that's not selling. Like I'm here for you if you need it. And I let them know that. I do not text them every month. That's not something that I do, but I will do. And I usually do it about the second Tuesday. I just do a check-in with my girls that are working. Hey, how are things going? What can I help you with? Do you need help with trainings? I'm at a position now where I can help give incentives. I can pay for those incentives. So I'll offer that, or whatever I feel like, I'll look at what they're doing and their plans. And I'm pretty like, how do I say that? I don't handhold. If you show me effort, I will give you everything I've got, and I will work with you as hard as I can and brainstorm with you. And I will spend half of my time on my coaching call talking to my coach about how you could hit your goals. Like, but you've got to show me the effort. I'm not going to do it if you're like, oh, I really want to hit senior rep, but gosh, you didn't sell one thing and you didn't talk to anyone. Like you're not even result based, but action based. If you show me you're doing the actions, I will match you and I will help you in any possible way I can. And I think just having that trust, right, in each other as well, like is nice. Like I knew Sarah would do any of that for me. She would help me in any way she could. And so then it starts to be a team thing, even though maybe, Sarah's not doing my work for me. I felt like we were in it together. And then I'd text her like, hey, oh my gosh, I did it. I reached out to 50 people and 4 of them said they wanted more info or whatever, you know, whatever the goal was. So I think knowing your girls' goals is important too, or men's goals. And then really having a specific plan for yourself. You know, that's something that I preach a lot on, like planning with purpose. And sometimes that's going to be rank. You can look at the next rank and see, okay, is my LPV where it should be? Because if LPV is ever holding you back, well, that's just 100% on you. You know, that's something we can control fully. So making sure your LPV's there is like your group volume. If that's shy, okay, so you're shy, you know, let's just say $20,000. You're shooting for a bigger rank. You're 20,000 shy, and you want to hit it in 4 months. All right, so we need to see a $5,000 growth per month. Like that's how I map it out. I look at big picture, and then I break it down into months, and then from there figure out like what do I need exactly to hit this goal. And then of course there's other non-metric goals that you should be setting. Like I really want my email subscription to be awesome. That way, if we do get kicked off Instagram or can't talk about our MLM or whatever, you know, I've got another solid base that nobody owns but myself. So that's a big goal for me in 2021, is to make a really valuable email subscription for people that's not just Zaya based. What else do I have to offer, you know, that I can't offer? So I don't, yeah.
Do you use constant
That's all the
contact?
tips I have for.
Yeah.
Do
Brittany,
what?
I know you have to run on to the next call. Do you use constant contact for your email base?
No. Is that good? Should I?
What do you use for your email? For your email?
So I have, what is it called? Flowdesk is where I create from.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Flowdesk, but then it's, what is my server? I'll text you, Holly, when I figure it out.
Okay.
Because it's not MailChimp. I'll have to text you after.
Okay.
And
That's
let you know.
good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to speak on this, feel free to say pass, but it came up with me again today where a friend said, oh, I just got invited to like 2 or 3 Savvy parties as well. I've never ordered from them. I did see that you're not allowed to do returns, exchange only. So I don't know, how is Zaya setting themselves apart from Savvy, or if that comes up, how you maybe respond to people and how maybe we are different than they are?
So my number one rule,
or is it just different designs?
My number one rule is never talk bad about another company to a customer, because I think it looks so bad on us. Like then it makes us look desperate and gross. And like sometimes I'll even catch myself when I'm talking about like Lulu, I'll even like cut the video and start over, because I'm like, no, I don't even want, it's just high-end brands, right? So I will tell you guys this. So the owner of Savvy doesn't have the best track record. This is like his 3rd company. His other 2 have gone bankrupt. He came to Jeremiah asking for advice, not disclosing he was starting his own company.
Wow. So
our owner gave him a lot of information that he probably wouldn't have if he had known otherwise. But they are, from what I understand, some of their stuff can be purchased straight off Amazon. I've seen a few people that were like, oh, I found this on Amazon. So I think that there's enough space for all of us. I just kind of, you know, when people are like, oh yeah, I got invited to a Savvy party, because I've had that as well. I'm like, awesome. You know, let me know if there's anything super cute you want to see, and I'll turn it into our customer service. And then I let them know, like, so often they really do, they'll, what's the word? Create stuff based on our needs or wants or whatever. So I just really I don't even entertain it. That's where I just really try to have like the abundance mindset that, you know what, with Lulu, I remember people saying like, there's no room for Zaya. Well, look at us now. Like, you know, our team alone does $2.5 million a month. So as a whole company, I'm sure we're doing over $30 million a month easily. There's plenty of room for all of us. So same thing with Savvy. That's awesome. Okay. You know, just like, all right, cool. Yeah, but it is hard. Like when someone comes in and you feel like they're encroaching on your space. But I know my husband, when we started our pest control, we were like the 6th or 7th company, and we're a tiny town. And I was like, is there room for us? He's like, I'll make room. And so I kind of just think the same about Zaya. Like we'll make room and we'll find our space. So yeah, but it is hard. I mean, when your team's coming to you with like fear about that, I think it's really important to just be like grounded and like, hey, listen, you know, like they're with Lulu, Athleta, what is it? One Voice, is that one? Like all these higher end perform for us. So there's room for all of them. Yes. Any more specific questions? This is fun. I like this.
I feel like I could just keep.
I have one, Brittany.
Go ahead, Lucy.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Lucy, do you have a question?
That's okay. I love how you said that I lost you. Are you?
Can you hear us? Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. When you talked to Stincy, I love how you said that you prioritize your family and your kids. So we're in Mexico together. So we have all of those challenges. Yeah. And so I would say are the 3 to 5 non-negotiables that you stay consistent with in your business? Because I'm having trouble with that balance right now because I'm really involved with the community. It's like, I want to stay consistent, but at the same time, I have other priorities. How do I balance that? And what do I lay off of? Because even like my newsletter, I haven't done it in the last couple months. And hearing you talk about email subscriptions, I'm like, is that something I should have stayed on? I don't know. What would you say?
The overarching goal is we need to connect with our community. And so if you're connecting every day on social media, then that, that can be your goal. If you are connecting with your newsletter, but ultimately, like, it's just like any marketing, we need to be on their mind, right? And it's important. I mean, important, that might not be the right word. It's beneficial to us when people are seeing me, Brittany, and how I'm running my business at home. So for me, social media is where I'm going to connect with my community. So I think deciding when and where. The reason we want to do that is obviously we're trying to build our teams. And so we want to be in front of new faces or continue to be in front of faces that are interested in us so that they don't forget, so like I have a friend, Lucy, that, obviously schools are still closed. And so she has to go to work though. She's a rad tech. And so her second graders stay home alone and do virtual school. And that's not okay, but that's our reality right now. And so she has been watching. I've noticed she's commenting a lot more on my stuff like, oh my gosh, I wish I could be home. So now, that's why I'm showing up, is so that I can reach that audience in their space, like in their own place. Like I'll reach them where they are. So I'd say like, yeah, just reaching those audiences. If that's parties for you right now, I know those have been like hard to come by. So that's okay. How can we get creative and move around that? My 6-year-old's knocking on my window. So getting in front of new people, customer service for me is huge. I want everyone that ever orders from me to know why they shopped with me and not at Lulu this time. Like that's just something I want them to feel my true appreciation. I just got a thank you card with a $5 gift card in it from somebody that is in another direct sales company that I had ordered from this year. I was their customer. So not even like, you don't even need the $5 Starbucks gift card, but a thank you. And it was a picture of her family. And it just said like, our family to yours, thank you so much. So like that touch, I never would have gotten from Target. They're not sending me a thank you card. They might give me 5% back, but just having that like individual touch, I'd say is the second. And then the third is, I think, personal development. I think continually making yourself a better person. When you are a well-rounded, better person, you're just in all facets of your life, it's just a better thing. And so, especially as a leader, you need to continually have like, you have to be inspiring to a lot of people, and not even inspiring, but you need to be able to help people see that picture and that vision. And so I think it's really important for you, like you can't draw from an empty well, right? And so it's really important for you to have that, just the belief, and not only just in Zaya, but in yourself, that like you can do this. And just like that enthusiasm, my enthusiasm, I feel like when I am doing well at personal development, like that's when I'm like a better leader and I have more enthusiasm and more to give. So I'd say those are the 3 like non-negotiables for me. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you.
Yes.
Do you have any favorite leadership personal development books?
Oh, right now I'm not reading anything. I'm listening to podcasts a lot. So I listen to Kristen. I think hers is Boss Up podcast. She's a very like no nonsense, just action based. And I love her. And this is another piece. This kind of goes with the savvy thing now that I think about it. She's like, for me, I stepped into this coaching space about a year ago, and I'm looking at people like Ray Higdon. What's that other guy's name? Eric Worre, like these huge names, right? That everybody in direct sales knows. And she's like, and here I am, little old me, like stepping in like, okay, I think I have something to offer you. And like now she doesn't even have a wait list for one-on-one coaching anymore. Like she's just blown out of the water. And if she would not have like thought there's room for me, she would have missed out on all of that, and I would have missed out on an amazing coach. So I'm really thankful to her. I'm trying to think of let's see what's on my nightstand. So I'm a big reader. Usually historical fiction is my jam. So I have the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I
That's a good
also
one.
love the 5-second rule of Mel Robbins. Start with why. So this one for me is rough. I don't know why. I'm just not into it right now. That's Simon Sinek. And then that's not a book for that. What was my other one? Atomic Habits. I really like that one. Because I think that success is found in the small cracks of our day. I don't think it's found in these big, huge, grandiose months that we had. I think it's in those small cracks of every single day, showing up, and eventually you're going to get to where you want to go. So that one, Atomic Habits, for me was like, I really like that one.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey,
Brittany.
yes.
You have to get to another call. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And if you guys have any questions, honestly, message me. Like I'm happy to chat with you, and I voice text all day long. So, I mean, if you need to go back and forth, and like, let's do it. Let's brainstorm.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you for having me, Holly.
Yes, thank you so much for saying yes. I think we're all going to actually just go on to Andy's call now to see you. That's good, right? Like,
Yes, now we get to discuss the finances. That's fun. So
Yeah.
it should be a good call.
All right. Thank you again.
Hey,
Brittany,
see you
and
guys soon.
okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Brittany.
Bye, Lucy.